14-6 Seattle in the Sunset Showdown here. Outdoor basketball, WNBA style for you. Take a look at the injury a little bit earlier to Candace Parker, at least. And watch Lauren Jackson, the knee right to the back of the knee, the calf area on Candace.
Yeah, I think Candace probably just a little sore. And sometimes when you get a knee, it's kind of like her bone hitting Candace's bone. You need it rubbed out. But I'm pretty sure she'll be able to play through it. She's a tough cookie, and I've seen her with her shoulder pop out and get it pop back in and come back on the court. So I'm sure a little.
Let's quickly go down to Courtney Jones and check out that injury, Court.
Lisa, you're absolutely correct. I just talked to the head trainer, Courtney Watson, and she said Candace just felt a sharp pain on her right side of the leg. She said we just rubbed her down, put a little heat on it, and she thinks that it's just Candace adjusting to being outside.
Well, very interesting. Maybe the cool evening having something to do with the muscles tightening up a little bit.
Well, you know, they can't play in their sweat, so you got to get warm out here. And it's getting cooler and cooler. You can really feel the difference, but it's going to be important for them to stay warm, especially those players on the bench.
Yeah, coming in off the bench could be tough. Milton Jones with a drive, and it knocked away and out of bounds. A foul called. I think they got Lauren Jackson. Well, Dee got off to a great start at Phoenix last night. Had 15 points in the first half at 4 of 6 3-point range. She hits that outside shot. She's tough.
Oh, she was balling. I watched that home on the internet, live access on WNBA.com, and it was great to see Delisha Milton. She's really shooting and in a very comfortable place. You know, I talked to her earlier today, and she's just saying, you know, she's still looking at herself, trying to critique herself and see what she can do better, and she found that she could get into triple threat more often. So.
Definitely. Had 20 points last night and then lost to Phoenix. And truthfully, I think the Sparks, one of the things they're going to have to do this year is get probably double-digit scoring nights from all of their starters, maybe except Tisha Pinachero, to be successful.
Well, you know what, Larry, I really think this problem with the Sparks right now is not their offense. They're doing a nice job of putting the ball in the basket. The problem is their defense. And defense is where you're going to build chemistry. And right now, they're lacking chemistry because they're not playing together. And once again, Lauren Jackson answering right there on the board. You got to help each other and then make sure you're one and done. Box out.
7 points for Lauren Jackson, a 16-8 Seattle lead. Parker working against Jackson. Jackson pretty much had her way with CP in the first game between these two teams up at Seattle.
Well, Lauren Jackson is very strong, and it's going to be a little bit more difficult for Candace. Lauren Jackson at 180-some pounds, it might be tough trying to get to the basket like that.
They're going to call a foul on Parker, and Candace not happy about it. And her husband Sheldon here tonight, of course, in town with the Celtics for the NBA Finals against the Lakers.
Yeah, and they're, as a family, very excited because baby Layla took her first steps yesterday. So she waited for Daddy to come to town before she started walking.
Swin Cash with a freebie. 74% free throw shooter. Talk about the rebounding for Seattle. They're fourth best in the league, and they keep the opposing teams to the fewest amount of rebounds per contest. There's Sheldon Williams.
Sheldon probably on his Twitter as usual.
Yep.
Tweeting from the Home Depot Center.
Cash knocks it down. It's been an interesting year for those, well, I was thinking from those newlyweds. He was in Boston. She was there for a while. She was in Russia. He went to visit there when she could, and she came back, and he's still playing. And it's tough. Tough to work those schedules.
It's tough, but they're young and they're making cash. So I say, you got to do what you got to do, you know. They obviously married young, have baby Layla, and I think it's great, you know, what they're doing. It's definitely non-traditional. But as basketball players, pro players, we have non-traditional jobs. But I think it was great for them to, you know, tie the knot. Baby Layla just been awesome.
She's a cutie. Benny Lennox in the game. The ball goes over to Tolliver, trying to beat the clock. It kicked in and tipped out. 4 minutes to go in the first. A 10-point Seattle lead. Nicole Willingham in the game, along with Svetlana Abrosimova. And I like the pickup Seattle made during the offseason with those two players to help out their depth coming off the bench. Here's Sue Bird for three. Rolling around in the air.
The Sparks just one step late on all of their defensive assignments, and Seattle really taking advantage of it. Seattle looks good. I mean, they obviously had their core group, and they did pick up some nice players. And Willingham from Phoenix, who just came off winning the championship. she knows how to win, obviously. And at her size, she's only 6 foot in the post, but she does a nice job of keeping her body on the post. Except that time it was a little bit too much body, but she does a nice job of keeping her body on the post and also getting offensive rebounds.
I was talking to Brian Agler this week, and he said they really targeted Nicole Willingham. That was the free agent that they wanted, and they didn't think that Phoenix would be able to match the offer that they made, and they were absolutely right. But what's interesting is she went from starting 34 games last year and 11 playoff games for Phoenix, and here she is content apparently to come off the bench and help out the Seattle Storm.
Well, absolutely. She's going to have to come off the bench because they have, a pretty good all-star lineup in Lauren Jackson and Swin Cash, and then Camille Little. But she's not going to be a person where you talk about having a spark off the bench. She can give that to you. She can hold it down for you defensively, even at 6 foot, and she does a nice job offensively of setting screens. She's a smart player, and I think it was a great pickup, obviously. We could have used her here at the
Absolutely. Absolutely. Andrea Riley, the Sparks' first-round pick in the game right now, guarding Sue Bird, and she got picked in a big way by Swin Cash, and Cash gets called for the offensive foul.
Swin smiling, but I think you were moving, Swin, so that's a very good call. Riley did a nice job of attacking, going hard off the screen, and I talked to her earlier, and she just talked about having this opportunity to match up with Sue Bird, and I just told her, hey, be aggressive and keep the pressure on her.
Riley with the basketball out of Oklahoma State. Sparks also picked up a new player this week. We'll talk about that when we get a chance. A block by Jackson. And a grab by Riley, but she was on the baseline. Sparks signed Chanel Makongo, a 6'5" player out of Mississippi State. She was a first-round pick of Atlanta this year, did not make the team. And they like her shot blocking abilities. Apparently she's been very impressive in practices so far. We don't know if we'll see her here tonight, but could be. And she's from Kinshasa, Congo. Remember the other Sparks player who was from Kinshasa, Congo?
I do.
One and only Wally Mabika.
Just watching this first quarter of the game, Seattle's a lot more aggressive. They're doing a nice job of getting the ball inside, pounding the boards, and then when they have the opportunity, hitting their open jumpers. The Sparks are going to have to play a much more solid game defensively if they really want to get into this game.
It's the second foul on Delisha Milton-Jones. And Swin Cash back at the line. Swin 10th in the league in scoring, 16 points per game. And then came into this game 9 rebounds away, 1,500 for her career. Candace Parker checking in at the scorer's table. And Sue Bird will go out for Seattle. Tanisha Wright comes back in. Cash's full first name is Swin Taylor.
Swin Taylor.
Which stands for Astounding Woman.
Yeah, Swin is a beautiful person. We had a chance to play, obviously, in the Olympics as well. And I really like Swin and the person that she is off the court. Very nice girl.
If I'm not mistaken, wasn't it a few years ago in the All-Star game that you guys collided, and that's where you got your knee injury?
It was.
Swin Cash, wasn't it?
It was Swin Cash. And that's because Swin plays really hard every time she's on the floor. And, I love Swin, and she didn't mean to hurt me, but
nope.
It hurt.
Had you out for a while, too.
Yeah, I believe I missed, 10 games that season?
I think so. Lauren Jackson with a miss.
Wow, and Seattle comes up with another offensive board. The Sparks have to do a much better job and really focusing on keeping Seattle one and done. And right now, they're not doing that.
Inbound baseline right for Cash. This is Abrosimova. And a rebound by Wisdom Hilton. Drives in and loses it. Here comes Wright for the Storm. 4 turnovers now against LA. Abrosimova with the dish. Tina Thompson with the swat. And she'll get hit with the foul. The Seattle team comes in averaging 84 points per game. It's 3rd best in the league. They give up 74, so a differential of 10. Valentina is her first, and that's the 5th against the team, so a bonus situation here with 1:34 to play in the first.
The Sparks just look a little fatigued, and I mean, you have to consider they played last night in Phoenix, and then you come and you have so much, hoopla with this Home Depot Center. It's a great opportunity to play outside and showcase their talent to a lot of new fans, but just a tough situation, I think, for them. They just don't really look 100% right now, Larry, and it's only the first quarter.
Swin Cash makes it a 25-8 game. Sparks traveled today, did not even get any shooting in on this floor. They came out and did a walkthrough late in the afternoon. That doesn't help. Here's Parker on the right side. Cash helping out defensively. And CP with a miss. Wisdom Hilton. After the rebound, it's out of bounds, I think, and off of LA.
Well, that was a nice job by Lindsay Wisdom Hilton, at least getting on the board crashing, trying to give the Sparks a second opportunity.
It's interesting, the Seattle Storm now on an 11-zip run. They came in yesterday and actually made a trip here to Carson, California to see what the conditions will be like about 8 o'clock at night when the game is going to be played. So they kind of checked the place out yesterday and got a little shoot around today. Inside of a minute to go in the first. Abrasimova saved by Wright. Ooh, she went over the folding chairs. She's okay. Here come the Sparks. Parker fouled, and I think it's going to be on Lauren Jackson.
Well, that was a great hustle play by Tanisha Wright, at least making the effort to get the loose ball. It was a bad pass by Abrasimova. Tanisha Wright making a great effort, and she didn't get hurt, which is good. She's a pretty strong girl, though. I got a chance to play against her as well.
Second foul on Lauren Jackson. That's 4 now against the team. Here's CP. And the first one's up and good. She is first in the league in scoring, just under 23 points per game. First in rebounding, 11 per game. And first in double-doubles with 6 on the season. Oh, by the way, also first in block shots. And first in minutes played, 36 per game. Not too shabby.
If we can just get the Sparks in first place, then she could probably be the MVP of the league. But we're going to try to. The Sparks are really going to have to turn this around. The season's not that long. It's really tough the further you get behind.
And they feel that they're close, and they've been in every game. But that doesn't help you on the scoreboard. 5 on the shot clock. Into the corner to Cash. Leaves it inside, and the Sparks are going to get back the other way.
And that's the defense that they're going to need to get back into this game. Just continue to rotate. You know, they did a nice job of helping each other. Lindsay gets beat there. Candace rotates over, steps in, and takes the charge. Excellent defense.
Foul on Cash, her second. And we've got about 20 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Ronnie with the drive and a dish. Well, Tina's been quiet in the early going. Finds Wisdom Hilton. Nice move. And the shot came up short. Parker's putback is good. Sparks with a steal. Time running out. Inside for Parker, and that's going to do it. Well, the Sparks have dug themselves a hole here in the early going. They'll head into the second quarter trailing by a score of 25-12. Lauren Jackson off to a good start. It's been physical, and we're playing outdoors. What more could you want? We're back in a moment. Second quarter coming up.